NFT is a scam.
Here is a list of the 8 most expensive pieces of art ever sold. First place. While Leonardo da Vinci holds the first place, it is not for the work of the Mona Lisa, but for the work of Salvator Mundi, savior of the world. The portrait of Christ, painted in the year 1500, was long considered lost, and the painting was sold at an auction in 2017 for $450 million. There is a video about this work of the great Leonardo on our channel. Salvator Mundi by Leonardo da Vinci sold for $450.3 million in 2017. This painting, depicting Jesus Christ, became the most expensive due to its historical and artistic significance. Second place. Interchanged by Willem de Kooning, a pioneer of new art in the 20th century, Dutch-American artist Willem de Kooning gained fame after World War II alongside a group of experimental artists such as Jackson Pollock and Mark Rothko. Known for his role in the abstract expressionism movement, he experimented throughout his life, transitioning from an abstract to a figurative style. His painting Interchange is an abstract work, made with rapid strokes. In 2015, the buyer paid $300 million for this work. Third place. The Card Players by Paul Cézanne. Unlike many of his artist friends who doubted the value of their own work, Cézanne occasionally felt distinctly, and sometimes even declared aloud, that he was a genius and that his paintings would begin to be understood long after his death. Even friends, future Impressionist painters who organized their revolutionary exhibitions, were afraid of Cézanne's wild painting. Critics, without Cézanne, despised them all indiscriminately, and with Cézanne, the events they started looked overly provocative. Art historians find many unconfirmed philosophical and symbolic meanings in this series of 5 paintings. There were attempts to see here an allegory of the painting battle, from which Cézanne himself emerges victorious, variations on the theme of cards of fate and the choice that a person makes from the options available to them. Lovers of psychological subtext saw in the plot the confrontation between Paul and his father, which continued until the old man's death, and the Cubists, who declared Cézanne their predecessor, claimed that these figures had no more soul than a still life, arguing that all painting is nothing more than cylinder, sphere, and cone. But it is doubtful that Cézanne saw it that simplistically. 4 of them can be seen in the Paris or London Museum. The last work was in the private collection of collector George Imbiricos for many years. The painting was bought from him in 2011 by the royal family of Qatar for about $250 million. Fourth place. Nafia Faa Poipo? When Will You Marry? By Paul Gauguin, an oil painting from 1892 by the French post-impressionist artist Paul Gauguin, titled Nafia Faa Poipo, or When Will You Marry? In 2015, it was purchased by Sheikha Al-Mayasa, the sister of the ruler of Qatar, who frequently appears in the pages of American magazines Time or Forbes in the section of the 100 most influential women in the world. It was bought from Swiss collector Rudolf Stachelin for an amount close to $210 million. Rudolf Stachelin explained the sale of the artwork as a need to modify assets and also because he was offered a good price for the painting. A large part of my assets are paintings that people come to see for free. They are great works of art, but they are also investments. Fifth place. Number 17A by Jackson Pollock sold for approximately $200 million in a private sale in 2015. This painting is a vivid example of Pollock's unique drip painting technique. The paint splattering technique, where paint is poured and splattered rather than applied with traditional methods, such as with a brush, was named in 1952. American art critic Harold Rosenberg called it action painting. A crucial element of the splattering technique was the use of paint with sufficient viscosity, which would not smear when applied in such an unconventional manner. For this reason, traditional oil paints and watercolors were unsuitable for creating paintings. Consequently, Pollock began experimenting with synthetic paints. Sixth place. Number 6, Violet, Green and Red, by Mark Rothko, sold for $186 million in a private sale in 2014. This painting is one of the most striking examples of Rothko's work and his contribution to abstract art. Rothko's method involved applying thin layers of paint over one another to achieve a remarkable depth and luminosity. The colors in this painting seem to glow and pulsate, demonstrating his masterful use of this technique. Rothko once said, "I'm not an abstractionist. I'm interested only in expressing basic human emotions, tragedy, ecstasy, doom, and so on." This painting, like many of his others, is a direct manifestation of this intent, using color and form to communicate profound emotional experiences. 7th place. Portraits of Meerden Solmans and Eugen Koppit by Rembrandt. The portraits of Meerden Solmans and Eugen Koppit are two of Rembrandt's most celebrated and intriguing works. Painted in 1634, these full-length portraits capture the couple on the occasion of their wedding. Here are some fascinating facts about these masterpieces. Joint acquisition. In a historic deal, the portraits were jointly purchased by the Louvre Museum in Paris and the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam in 2016 for a total of 160 million euros. This arrangement allows the paintings to be exhibited alternately between the two museums, ensuring that they remain together. Rare full-length portraits. Rembrandt is not widely known for full-length portraits, making these paintings particularly rare and valuable. They showcase Rembrandt's exceptional skill in capturing the grandeur and detail of his subjects' attire and the subtle nuances of their expressions. Significant size. Both paintings are over 2 meters tall, making them some of the largest portraits Rembrandt ever painted. Their size adds to the imposing presence and grandeur of the subjects. Wealth and status. Meerden Solmans and Eugen Koppit were from wealthy Amsterdam families, and their attire in the portraits, lavish black costumes with intricate lace and opulent accessories, reflects their high social status. The portraits were intended to display their wealth, fashion, and cultural sophistication. 8th place. Les Femmes d'Alger, version O, by Pablo Picasso. Les Femmes d'Alger, version O, by Pablo Picasso is a fascinating and historically significant artwork that offers deep insights into the artist's style and the broader art movement of its time. Here are some interesting facts about this masterpiece. Series completion. Les Femmes d'Alger, version O, is the final piece in a series of 15 paintings that Picasso created, inspired by Eugene Delacroix's 1834 painting Women of Algiers in their apartment. The series, which Picasso began in 1954, is numbered from version A to version O. Tribute to Henri Matisse. Picasso's Les Femmes d'Alger series was partly a tribute to his friend and rival, Henri Matisse, who had passed away in 1954. The series reflects elements of Matisse's style, particularly his use of vibrant colors and Orientalist themes. Record-breaking sale. When Les Femmes d'Alger, version O, was auctioned at Christie's in May 2015, it set a record for the most expensive painting ever sold at auction at that time, fetching over $179 million. This sale underscored Picasso's enduring legacy and the high value of his work in the art market. Cubist elements. The painting is a prime example of Picasso's Cubist style, characterized by fragmented and geometric forms. The composition breaks down and reassembles the forms of the female figures and their surroundings, creating a complex and dynamic spatial arrangement. Political and cultural references. The Les Femmes d'Alger series is noted for its cultural and political references, reflecting Picasso's interest in the Algerian War of Independence against France and the broader themes of freedom and liberation. Variations in style. Throughout the Les Femmes d'Alger series, Picasso experimented with different styles and motifs. Version O is distinguished by its vivid colors, intricate patterns, and the emotional intensity of the figure's expressions.